Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our podcast, Digitally Transformed. I'm your host, Melissa. Let's get into it. Today, we are talking about why you should never link your personal email to work. Now, with busy work and life schedules, I know that usually we want to make things easy and convenient. We totally get that. But you might get the urge to link your personal email to work as one of those ways to simplify. Just that one inbox to check wherever you are, and you can get all of your messages that you need, right? I get that. But if you look at it from a security perspective, this does not make things simpler. It actually makes things a whole lot messier instead, and it could cause some big problems for your company. So let's get into why you shouldn't forward between your work and personal email accounts. So the first reason is vulnerabilities in transmission. Your personal email is not protected by your work's IT security team. As much as they may love you personally, they don't have access to any security resources that are connected to your personal account. Business email accounts have upgraded protection that standard personal ones just do not have. Typical email providers like Gmail, Yahoo, and Outlook are lacking in many important security controls. So let me give you an example. Personal emails from these accounts are not encrypted, so it's never a good idea to send sensitive data through them without finding a way to encrypt it. Business email is not only encrypted, but it also has a number of filters in place to protect users from malicious attacks. So when you link your personal email to your work's account, you have to understand that these safeguards won't apply to your personal inbox. Therefore, your work information will be outside the realm of protection, and I can guarantee that your organization wouldn't be happy about that. The next reason is that it's looser identity controls. Identity controls like MFA, multi-factor authentication, are another security measure in a work email that will not be applied to your personal account. Now, it is possible to set this up outside the work environment, but most people never do. And if you don't configure MFA on your personal account and your password gets compromised, the result grows from your own personal problem into your company's as well. So on top of your information, the attacker now has access to your company's data. The next reason why you shouldn't link your personal email to work is unknown storage locations. So when you forward your work email to your personal account, business-related content will be stored on mail servers that cannot be protected by your company. Neither you or your security team has any way of knowing where this information is stored, and any sensitive data that's communicated through work is now released into the unknown server locations, which cannot be monitored by your team. Unleashing your company's information like that is just a bad idea, and you don't want to become your own organization's insider risk. Okay, the next reason is just plain old compliance issues. In some cases, the data that you unleash might be sensitive enough to actually be a compliance violation. Think about it. If you're emailing confidential material like HIPAA data, for example, you must use a HIPAA-compliant email service. Typical personal email providers are not HIPAA compliant. Without important security controls like the ones mentioned, and with no business associate agreement, a BAA, in place, these emails do not meet compliance requirements. And having sensitive, personally identifiable information, PII, breached could really become a legal disaster. The next reason is that you get limited help from your IT team. So think about this. Even when you're not being sued or facing a security breach, there are more mundane issues that occasionally come up with email. Maybe you're not receiving messages that you're expecting, or someone complains that they haven't gotten yours. These are the kinds of things that employees go to their IT teams for help with. But there is little that your team can do to trace missing emails that are forwarded externally because they just don't have access to that mail server that your personal email is hosted on. So if something like this comes up, you are out of luck and may have to ask others to resend messages, causing delays and inconveniences. Overall, you should not link your personal email to work. It is just not worth it. And all of this goes to show that the risk involved in forwarding between work and personal email accounts far outweighs any benefit of convenience. Besides, you may be able to safely put a separate app on your phone for work email and even toggle between accounts within one app. For example, if your work uses Microsoft's mobile app management, separate profiles in your Outlook app will be sandboxed, so you can easily access either your business account or your personal one without compromising security. If you're unsure, check with your security team for the best option. And lastly, another thing that should be salient here is the lack of security in standard email. When you do use your personal account outside of work, it is always good to be mindful of what you're sending and stay aware of the possibility of phishing and fraud that's coming your way. If you're wondering exactly what attackers might do to your vulnerable email account, come over to our blog page, check out our most recent blogs. We have awesome details on the kinds of techniques that malicious actors use and how to defend against them. Thanks for listening to our podcast, and I will see you next time.